I want to say this to the church world, not only in Nigeria and Africa, but the whole world. Prosperity is not having. Genuine prosperity starts with being. Stinking men with messed up life, loaded with sin, but they have a few jeeps and a few cash in their account and they think they are prosperous. That is a stinking life. You are not prosperous. You are a dying man. There is no prosperity without righteousness, genuine one. That's what Jesus said. If you really want the kingdom type of prosperity, blessed are these men. People to be envied. People that are fortunate. People that are prosperous. You are looking for keys to prosperity. Here are the keys. It starts with imbibing certain set of values. Kingdom values. One day we'll now talk about the kingdom principles, the ones you do, so that you produce the results. This one is the one you become. These values make you like Jesus. These values make you like your Heavenly Father. These values make you to start living, experiencing heaven right here on earth. And I don't know, Apostle, if you notice that each one has a reward. Jesus was teaching it as seed and harvest. It will tell you the value, it will tell you the reward or the harvest it brings. Because the kingdom of God is built on a reward principle. This seed, plant it, this is what you're going to have. This thing, do it, this is the result you're going to have. And there is no failure in it. There is no maybe in it. It is failure proof. Anybody, anywhere on the surface of the earth, from any nation, it doesn't matter who you are. You do this, this is what you're going to see. You live this set of values, this is the kind of results you will see. It started with blessed are the poor in heart, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Notice it's not poor in cash, it's poor in heart. And it baffles me because David is like that. And sometimes I'll be reading his Psalms, he will say, talk about how they were attacking the poor. He will address himself as the poor. Wait, he was a very wealthy man. It's an attitude of needy, being in need of God, be in need of his presence. It's an attitude that helps you to see your nakedness, see your lack, see your spiritual poverty, and then it leads to a cry. It's a form of meekness, but it's a different type. It's brokenness. It's contriteness. People that are like that, they don't have problem when they have made a mistake, you correct them. You see, that is what made David not worry about what Nathan told him when Nathan finished correct. He turned his face on the wall. The other man that didn't have poverty of heart, Saul, went after the prophet. He wanted public adoration, pulled his garment and tore it. Men like that, human beings like that, we enjoy the blessedness of heaven. I don't have the time. He said, blessed are the meek. You see, people that are teachable, people that are humble, people that are easy to correct, easy to lead, they are malleable. That's what meekness is. They are humble. You know them. If you correct them, it's very easy. It's one of our pastors who were training them in those days. Anytime he gets something wrong, you correct him. Next time he comes to buy you a gift to tell you, thank you, sir, my future is safe. He has another one beside him. If you die correct him, you will so have problem. That one is off somewhere, and he was the brightest, one of the brightest among them. He's somewhere in the dustbin now. Young people that he led to Christ are doing exploits. Absence of meekness. The blessedness of people like that is that they will inherit the earth, not just heaven, earth. They will conquer. They will conquer this earth. Because the distance between you and your next level is meekness. The distance between you and wisdom is meekness. Without it, you will humble yourself to learn. Nobody can. The man that even comes to help you gets himself into trouble. You know what the book of Proverbs spoke about? Correcting a scorner. He said, don't do it. He will hate you. You will get yourself wounded by trying to help somebody. He said, but when you correct a wise man, he will be yet wiser. Because of this attitude, bring that man, let him be last today. Bring him. He's starting here. Let all kinds of people. Next time you're going to see him in the front, because that attitude makes him, he will want to know what this man know that gave them this. He will just be there. Please, you are my mentor. You please help me. Even if you're a colleague, he will say you are my mentor, because he can see something that is working in you that he doesn't have. After a while, he has collected all those things. He has caught up with you guys. He will not bring the little secrets he has and add. The opposite, which is pride, will not allow you. Pride has 7 causes it brings. One of them is that it insulates you from wise counsel. Then it takes off your eyes and removes your ability to see. You will have this physical thing as decoration. I'm sure you already know that it removes grace and will program you for disgrace. Finally, that man will fall. Anytime you see pride, prophesy a fall. It will surely happen. Anytime you see meekness, prophesy a lifting, prophesy a breakthrough, because there is nothing that will stop. You see, it's a law of sowing and reaping. It's a law of action and reaction. It's a principle of reward. You see that this is what the future will look like. You see the opposite. That's why after showing how to download heaven, you will notice that the next thing he moved to is how to unlock hell on earth. Maybe I should show you a few things, but just before I get there, you notice that he says something about the pure in heart, people that are men of integrity, people that don't have hypocrisy, they don't have another motive. Those kind of people, God draws them close. They become God's friend. Like he said, I talked to Moses first of all. Those ones will see God. If you read Psalm 15 and Psalm 24, you see the qualities of men like that. Even when they swear to their own heart, they don't back out. They are covenant keepers. They ask, who shall ascend into the hill of the Lord? Who shall stand in your holy presence? Who shall stand in your holy hill? It now shows you the kind of man. Psalm 24 ended by saying, they are the generation of them that seek you, that seek your face over. Then he talked about another group, peacemakers. Whenever relationships are falling apart, they will be the one that will initiate reconciliation. You don't know that the quality of meekness plus this attitude of seeking, that's what makes you the big person. In your marriage, you are the first to say sorry, even sometimes when you are right. Because being right is not what makes marriage work. Seeking reconciliation, practicing forgiveness, practicing forbearance is what makes marriage work. In forgiveness, you have done something, I forgive you. Forbearance is I forgive you ahead of time. That's I've made room for you to make mistakes. You know how you raise children? You have forbearance. You allow them, when they are learning how to walk, you get up, fall, they poo-poo, you remove it. You make room for people to grow. You make room for people to make mistakes. If you're going to be a great pastor, you have to be like that. That's what God has done for all of us. If God was counting everything, none of us would be here. Clap well. My people now cut it and make fun of me and say, you say clap well, clap. If you want to clap, clap well. Anyway, is my way of saying seller when you want something to digest. Then he talked about the blessedness that comes to people who mourn. There are two types of people he's talking about. First is people who are repentant, who are sorry for their sin. You see a man that is down, he's messed up, but he's genuinely contrite and sorry, like David. You are seeing a greater tomorrow. Sometimes God blesses them even more than before. But there's another group. If you're going through pain, if you're going through disappointment, I saw the Reverend Father when he was discussing the painful experiences he went through. You're going through trying times like Job. You've suffered losses. Please don't waste it. Those are the moments that can build for you treasures, future treasures. Of course, I will not be who I am today if not for those dark moments, painful moments, seasons of breaking. Those are seasons of refining. Those are the time when God is sending your foundation downward. In life, there are two types of growth. There is phototropic growth. You grow towards the sunlight. That is outward manifestation. You look for social media. Today now, people are marketing themselves with social media, all this stuff. That's wonderful. When I went into ministry, I was banned from anything media and advert for 7 years. God, he said, you're not ready for publicity. You're not ready for any of it. You attract attacks that you can't handle. There are things I'm still working on in your character. Stay under authority while you are practicing what you are practicing. I will tell you when you are ready. It was 7 years after. But you know what shocked me? That church we started in a palo, number 2 Marcus Garvey Street, a flat, a palo. 1 month, the place is filled up. We are causing problem, sitting in the corridor. They got us one place, hotel. 1 month, the hotel is filled. We stayed in that one for 3 months because we were looking for venue. We moved to a bigger one. 1 month again is filled. We had no signboard, no handbill, no nothing printed of any type. Of course, one man tried to invite me when he saw what was going on and put me in the poster. I told him I will not come. Remove me from that poster. I'm not allowed to do that. And I didn't show up. He now took me serious. The next time he was going to invite me, he refused to do adverts. I didn't show up. God told me, stay away from adverts. I live in a different generation. There was no social media in my generation. But I'm going to tell you, don't go carry your nakedness to the public. Sometimes it's your ignorance you're advertising. Stay. There is another type of growth, sir. It is called gravitropic growth. That is the root going deep. This one, you're growing away from sunlight. You're growing away from adverts. You're growing away from publicity. Guess where the root is going? Towards darkness. But that's where you lay the foundation that will carry how high the phototropic growth will go. When that is finished, 7 years of my life had gone. But that was the time I had the time to train the manpower that helped me develop the structures, develop the curriculum. We built 7 different layers of school, starting from foundation school. That's when I had the time to the things I did in those days, like Moses, to download, to go for a lot of training. Any sensitive, important training, I was there. You see, like Winners Chapel, you see all that there. I will be there. I did foundation, did the last training. Because in those days, Wolfie didn't have level 3. The year I heard that they introduced level 3, I reported. And everywhere. Apostle, I don't go alone. No. You know, pastors like to go, when they come out, they say, I got a head from the Lord last night. No, I take my top 12 everywhere I go. I take them. Because I don't want to be the only one. When I come back, I'm struggling to explain this thing to them. There are 12 men. And what we do is, if we go for a conference, like when we go for trainings abroad, during the breakout sessions, everybody will go, you this one, you this one, you this one, me, I'll take one. So If there are 12 breakouts, we are in all the 12 breakouts. When we come back, you download for us everything you got. Everybody comes to the same level. He gave me my 12 apostles that helped me. I will have, yes, because I had healing gift and evangelistic ministry at that time. I was not an apostle. You don't start as an apostle, even though that's your calling. You have to either start as a pastor, an evangelist, a teacher, or something. You don't start from the office of a prophet, even though that might be your calling. Like Paul, you have to sit in Antioch and grow. I always use trees to make the illustration. When you are born, your destiny is born with you, but the fruit will stay on the tree. Stay long enough to grow. Stay long enough to mature. When it has matured, then there is that day you say, leave father and mother, cleave to your wife, and two shall become. That's the day you start a new family. Am I correct? So that's the same day you say, separate from me Paul and Barnabas for the work whereunto I have called them. You don't launch out premature. And then when you launch out, what do? You expand the family so that the family can grow from a tree to what? A forest. Don't worry, even in our system we have a premature fruit. I think I'm they go. When you see them now, territorial powers will be babbing their hair licensing. Then Jesus said, blessed are they that thirst and hunger for righteousness. I can predict your future if I know your strongest passion and desire. The future is predictable. It won't be different from the pregnancy you are carrying inside. So apart from the gift of righteousness that Jesus has given us, there is a righteousness that is supposed to be lived. You're supposed to be hungry to be a holy man. You're supposed to have passion to be a righteous man, to live an upright life, and it will start showing in your heart cry.